Good morning. Welcome to UCOV, which stands for Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Venice. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is welcome here. And we are especially delighted that you chose to be with us today. We hope you might meet a new friend today and find something in today's service that inspires you. I'm Janet Knudsen, and I'll be today's worship associate. If you'd like to learn more about UCOV and all the opportunities we offer for learning and connection, please visit our website at uucov.org or visit our Facebook page. If you're joining us online today, please know that your donations are welcome and can be made remotely by clicking the donate button on our website. If you're a first-time visitor with us today, we want to meet you. Is anyone here for the first time that would like to stand up and tell us who you are and where you are visiting from? Any visitors? Yes. We're going to get a mic to you.
Have a round of applause. Good morning. I'm Kevin Mooney, and I've been a resident of the Venice area for a long time, but I've never been to the Unitarian Church. My first visit to the Unitarian Church was in central Massachusetts, so I'm very interested to find out what the similarities and differences are. So thank you for being here.
Any other visitors here today? Anyone just returned from spending some time away from us? Maybe we're all back. I do have some announcements that you should be aware of. This Wednesday, November 30th at 10 in the morning, Reverend Amy will hold a boosted video training class in Waters Hall, Room B. On this Friday, there will be a Pathways class, and this is a class for people who might be exploring the idea of joining UCOV, so see Linda Underwood if you're interested. Meatless Monday will be held on December 5th, and there's a sign-up sheet for that on the lanai. UCOV will host its first volunteer fair on Sunday, December 11th, just after service. And here you'll be able to learn about all the ways you can be of service to UCOV. There will be prizes and there will be food. Always a draw. The social justice team is meeting on Thursday, December 1st at 1 p.m. on the lawn outside Waters Hall. Bring your lawn chair. Everyone is welcome to attend if you have any interest at all in all the things that we do to bring social justice. If it rains, we're going to meet on the lanai, Waters Hall lanai. If you haven't done so already, there are still some very simple forms that you can use on the lanai to nominate your favorite local charity, and these are the charities that we hold special collections for throughout the year. So these will be next year's local charities that UCOV will collect for. On the next 2 Sundays, Social Justice is collecting hygiene products for CHAPS, and I handed out some lists to those of you who were here a little bit earlier of the items they have specifically requested. I have more copies of that, so please see me after service if you are interested in a list of what specifically they are looking for. And we will have bags on the lanai that you can fill. We will hopefully fill them with hygiene products for CHAPS. For those of you who are newer to us and maybe aren't familiar with CHAPS, it's an organization that provides food and hygiene products to people living with AIDS. We are now going to break for a short commercial message.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
So I guess that's a reminder to sign up for the holiday party on the lanai. A nice reminder. Our chalice lighting words this morning are from Anthony Van Brown. When we choose to live authentically, we chip away at others' prisons of pretend and create an opportunity for them to walk out of darkness into freedom. We light our chalice this morning and we honor these words, which call us to recognize all lives as valuable and all loving paths as good.
Thank you, Lisa. That was gorgeous. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, I know I did. I'm Reverend Amy Petrie Shaw. My pronouns are they or she, and we're gathered here today on land that is the traditional territory of the indigenous Calusa people. And I ask today that you step out from behind the walls that surround you. Come out from behind any door. Wear your own skin proudly because you are enough and you are more than enough. And you are welcome here. And we're glad you're here. So come and let us worship here together. Our gathering hymn this morning is an absolutely lovely one. It's number 170. In our hymnal, it's "We Are a Gentle, Angry People." Holly actually wrote it as "Singing for Our Lives." And I was at a women's conference with Holly a few years ago, and we were having coffee and we were talking. She wrote this, and some of you may know this story, when Harvey Milk was killed. And she heard about it, and she lived in the area, and the crowds were gathering in the streets of the Castro, and she said her heart was broken, and she was angry and scared and thinking about all these young gay kids that were gathering in the streets and not wanting there to be a riot, and thinking through the fact that damn it, we are angry people, but we are gentle, angry people. And she wrote this song in the car in the time it took her to get from where she was to where these folks were massing in their anger and their pain. And this is the song that came out of it. So please rise in body or spirit. Our gathering hymn is number 170, We Are a Gentle, Angry People. Boy, you all sound real good. This is the Children's Chapel portion of our service, and for any children who are with us on a Sunday, or any children who are following along at home on YouTube, this is where we let them know what the adults are going to be talking about later in the service. And today we're talking about a couple things. First of all, we're talking about the idea of labels. It's really easy for people to hang labels on us. Our first labels show up while we're still in school, like some of you are. Maybe somebody tells us, you're stupid. Somebody says, you're fat, you're skinny, you're black, you're brown, your hair looks funny. And each label we pay attention to. Some more, some less. But as we get older and older, these labels, they start to pile up. And we learn to hide behind them. Because if somebody tells you you're stupid long enough, what do you think you do? You start to believe you're stupid. So today we're talking with the grown-ups about the idea of taking all those labels and peeling them off and wadding them up in a ball and throwing them in the trash. Taking all the things we've built to hide from all those labels and opening the door and stepping away from them and saying, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm the only one who gets to say who I am. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I ask you all to help me sing out. Any kids who are following along with us at home, we're going to do the James Reeb Children's Benediction. I say every week that we have to remember that giving is sacred. So is receiving. Our offering words are always offered with levity because while it's sacred, giving should never hurt. My pastor friend put sanitary hot air dryers in the restrooms of his church. But 3 weeks afterward, he hung signs on them saying, "Do not use broken." And a few days later, he took them all out again. I asked him, "Hey, Chuck, what happened? Why did you take them out so fast? Why did they break so fast? Why didn't you just fix them?" It seemed like a good idea to avoid using paper products. And he shrugged and said, "Actually, they work just fine. But after 3 weeks, I went in to wash my hands, and someone had taped a sign over them that said, 'For a sample of this week's sermon, push button.'" Sometimes the truth hurts, what can I say? So in order to keep our own hot air blowing, the morning offering will now be given and gratefully received. You all do so much for your community with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being such amazing stewards of this amazing place. Because we all know church isn't about place, right? It's about people. We're a community of human hands and human hearts, and we come together here to share our laughter and our tears, to bear witness and to minister to one another as we struggle with life's sorrows and celebrate life's joy. So this is the time where we share our joys and our concerns. You can raise a hand and someone will bring you a microphone. I ask that you only share those stories that are yours to tell.
On Wednesday evening before Thanksgiving, our older daughter called us and said that she had something that she wanted to tell to Jan and me both, which was that she was engaged. And since we have 3 adult children, and this is the first engagement, it's a pretty joyful thing.
Hi, Kim McHugh. I won't check in every week, I promise, but I did stop the butterfly habitats again. And if Bruce King is out there or any of Marty's family, please know she's thought of by us all with our butterfly garden here. Marty is the one that got us all thinking about pollinating, retired kindergarten teacher that's since passed on. So in the last 3 days since Thanksgiving, we've had 13 healthy releases.
Morning, my name is Richard Canarelli. Usually, In Touch UCOV has information about somebody's birthday, but I want to break tradition a little bit and point out that today is Dave Williams' birthday. Dave has done a tremendous amount for this congregation, and I just want to take this time to thank him and mention it. And I think he's outside probably collecting the money, doing more for the congregation. But if you see him, go up and give him a hug.
I'm Steve Leapley. Yesterday, myself and my wife Eileen hosted approximately 12 people, her daughter, son, wives, and children. And I want you to know that it was such a pleasure to see my wife playing with all those grandkids. She just had a wonderful time.
Hi, I'm Pat Wellington, and I heard from my son Ken, my oldest son, that he had had a stroke. He never told anybody, and his voice was a bit slurred. So then I called him a few days afterward, and his voice sounded much better. But I do worry about him. He's alone, and he's divorced, and he won't reach out to anybody. So what are you going to do?
Hi, I'm Palma Merkel, and I have a celebration. We attended our grandson's bar mitzvah, and it was over the top. and it was so much fun. I have a sorrow, sort of. My brother-in-law died, and he was married to my sister-in-law who died. And his son put him in a nursing home when he lasted 2 weeks and died. And that was a good thing because he did not want to live without her.
Hi, I'm Pam Palmer. I'm kind of making an announcement. Many of you remember Elizabeth Ellis, the storyteller who was here a few years ago. I just want to let you know that Wednesday, December 14th, she is doing an online concert. And if anyone has the opportunity to listen to Elizabeth Ellis and doesn't take it, shame on you. Oh, if you want a link to a thing, just give me your name and I'll send you the link.
Anyone else?
Spare some good thoughts if you have them this week. My dad got approved for his pacemaker placement on the 29th. We're all real excited. So he's hoping that will help with a lot of things. So keep some fingers crossed and a good thought for him. May the love of this community hold all who need love or concern. May the light of our community shine on the broken places of the world. May the work of our hands and our hearts support and aid and comfort all those who hunger or thirst for food or water or justice or freedom. May we never look away when we are needed. May those who are grieving be comforted. May those who are tired find rest. May the broken places be healed, and may those who are filled with joy and laughter be abundant.
Our first reading today is called Mattering. It was originally written anonymously by a gay high school student and then adapted by Mark Hicks. My father asked if I am gay. I asked, does it matter? He said, no, not really. I said, yes. He said, get out of my life. I guess it mattered. My friend asked why I talk about race so much. I asked, does it matter? He said, no, not really. I told him, because I am unseen. He said, you need to get that chip off your shoulder. I guess it mattered. My neighbor asked why I put that ramp up to my front door. I said, does it matter? He said, no, not really. I told him because it made my life easier. He said, is there a way to make it less obvious? I guess it mattered. A member of my church asked why I like gospel music. I asked, does it matter? She said, no, not really. I told her that it connects me to my Southern Christian childhood. She said, I think you're in denial about your oppression. I guess it mattered. My God asked me, do you love yourself? I said, does it matter? She said, yes. I said, how can I love myself? I am gay, Latino, disabled. I am a Christian in a hostile climate. She said, that is the way I made you. Nothing will ever matter again.
Please join me in 1 minute of silent meditation, thought, or prayer. Our second reading today is by a writer named Ash Beckham. I'm going to talk to you today about coming out of the closet. And not in the traditional sense, not just the gay closet. I think we all have closets. Your closet may be telling someone you love her for the first time, or telling someone you're pregnant, or telling someone you have cancer, or any of the other hard conversations we have throughout our lives. A closet is a hard conversation. And although our topics may vary tremendously, the experience of being in and coming out of the closet is universal. It is scary, and we hate it, and it needs to be done.
So like many of us, I've lived in a few closets in my life, and yeah, most often my walls happen to be rainbow. But inside, in the dark, you can't tell what color the walls are. You just know what it feels like to live in a closet. So really, my closet is no different than yours, or yours, or yours. But here's the thing. Hard is not relative. Hard is hard.
Who can tell me that explaining to someone you've just declared bankruptcy is harder than telling someone you've just cheated on them? Who can tell me that his coming out story is harder than telling your 5-year-old that you're getting a divorce? There is no harder. There is just hard. And we need to stop ranking our hard against everyone else's hard to make us feel better or worse about our closets. And just commiserate on the fact that we all have hard. At some point in our lives, we all live in closets, and they may feel safe, or at least safer than what lies on the other side of that door. But I'm here to tell you, no matter what your walls are made of, a closet is no place for a person to live.
The only story that matters is the one that you want to write. So the next time you find yourself in a pitch-black closet, clutching your grenade, know we have all been there before. And you may feel so very alone, but you are not. And we know it's hard, but we need you out here, no matter what your walls are made of. Because I guarantee you, there are others peering through the keyholes of their closets, looking for the next brave soul to bust a door open. So be that person and show the world that we are bigger than our closets, and that a closet is no place for a person to truly live. Our centering hymn today is number 121, We'll Build the Land, verses 1, 2, and 3. Please rise in body or spirit.
In May of 2015, the Harry Potter series of books became the best-selling series ever in history. It has currently sold, are you ready for this, more than 500 million copies worldwide. And to give you an idea of how many that is, the Bible has sold about 5 billion copies. So that's about 11 Bibles for every Harry Potter series. The Bible has been sold since 1450. Harry Potter since 1997. In other words, people read this book. Now, some of you may have read the book. Some of you may have had kids or grandkids that read it. You may have seen some of the movies. It's an imaginative story. It's about good and evil and friendship and love and trust and growth, all the good things. It has wizards and witches and magic and goblins, werewolves and centaurs, a magical school, and even a flying motorcycle. And it all starts with a lonely little boy who lives in a closet under the stairs. The book stresses that Harry's family is normal as normal could be. They're also a little dull. They work at normal jobs and they go to a normal school, and they never want to stand out in any way. And then there's Harry sitting in his little closet. Little weird, little strange. If you asked his aunt and uncle, they would have told you he was unwanted and unwelcome. And at 11, Harry would have agreed with them. And as long as he stayed in that little closet, life was lonely and sad, a little dull. It was safe, just him and the spiders. And when he came out of that closet for good, his life changed forever. He had new friends and bitter enemies, sparkly robes, a love interest or two. It was exciting. Sometimes it was dangerous. Harry nearly got wiped off the map a few times. You might recognize a passing resemblance to coming out as gay before 1980. In 1869, 100 years before the Stonewall riots in New York City, a German homosexual rights advocate named Karl Heinrich Ulrichs first said that self-disclosure was a means of emancipation. He pleaded with homosexual people to be open about their attractions and said that invisibility was a major obstacle toward changing public opinion. But homosexuality back then was still illegal in most places. And being honest could result in a prison sentence or even a stay in a mental hospital. So you can imagine there were not many people going, me, pick me. They didn't want to take off their invisibility cloak yet. Before 1950, the idea of coming out as gay or lesbian was sort of like making your debutante. You came out in the right season and into a lovely circle of people just like you. Coming out was about joining a closed group, a society of your peers. It wasn't about coming out to the larger world. You were making your debut. But after the 50s, and especially after the Stonewall riots, which began the 1960s and the 70s gay rights movement, coming out became coming out of the closet. And the emphasis changed from coming out into some tiny group of friends into coming out in the whole wide world. Not entering into some closed society, but escaping from some closed place. Coming out as non-straight wasn't easy, and until recently, for most of us, it was one of the roughest things we ever did. A friend of mine once told me, "I'm not coming out of the closet. Girl, I am staying so far in the closet that they are going to hang coats in front of me and people will be behind me looking for Narnia." And I thought, he's too scared to come out from his closet under the stairs. He missed the Hogwarts Express and he missed the magic. Now for Harry Potter, coming out started with a phrase, "You're a wizard, Harry." After years of not knowing what to call his differences, that title gave him a key to new people. But coming out means more than sticking a label on yourself. There's an "and" here. Coming out means both defining yourself and tearing off those labels that everybody else has stuck on you. You're proving you're always more than a simple label or a simple definition. We all have our closets. Admit it, you have those dark, quiet places where you sit and you don't want to tell anybody something. You don't want to come out of that closet and reveal yourself. You know how long it took me to admit I like the color pink and build dollhouses in my spare time? It just didn't fit with who I was. I was afraid people would laugh at me. We all have labels. And the world has a way of stripping us down to our labels, of removing all the other definitions and pieces that make us who we are, and reducing us to a series of words that make us easily defined, easily accepted or cast away based on what is currently popular or exotic and new. But as Ash Beckham says, closets are nowhere for a human to live. So start by looking at the labels you're wearing, the ones you've chosen and the ones you've been born into and the ones that people have stuck on you, the ones that just happened, the ones that were written on your skin with objects so sharp that you think you'll never get them off. Each label comes with its own closet building potential kit. Each has the potential to close you in and lock you away in the dark until you can't imagine how the light would feel. Or maybe just to sap your joy until you try to make sure that no one pays attention and no one notices the label. But labels and closets are magical. The longer you hide who you are, the longer you let others and their expectations define the labels you wear, the larger they become and the more they weigh, and more they become your only definition. The more you hide in the dark, the safer the dark feels. And instead of knowing you, people only know the shape of the closet you're hiding in. The walls get thicker and thicker, and they say things like, "I am. I'm divorced. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I have no children. I'm an addict. I can't cook. I'm biracial. I'm the parent of an incarcerated child. I'm a felon. I'm skinny. I'm fat. I have anorexia. I'm rich. I'm poor. I'm an abuse survivor. I'm an abuser. I believe in miracles." There are hundreds and hundreds more, thousands more. All the things that we don't want to talk about. All the definitions of ourselves that are only pieces of the whole that we've let stand a little bigger than they actually should. Now, not every closet has to be opened up to everybody at every minute. You don't owe anyone opening a closet door for their amusement. The things you cannot share for your own safety and mental health, that's understandable. But closets are not for humans. If you cannot be who you are where you are, begin looking for somewhere else to be. If the people around you wouldn't like you if they knew, those are not your people. You are not the problem. You are in the wrong place or with the wrong people. You are who you are, and you can't be anyone else, and you have to be because there isn't another option. Respecting the worth and dignity of every individual begins with you, so take off your magic invisibility cloak. Be authentically yourself in all of your messiness and your pain and your brokenness and your joy. We're all broken too, and it's okay. You're different, just like the rest of us. Be honest about who you are. Be direct. If you can't read, don't take the book and tell the person I didn't get to it. Say, I'd love to, but I can't read. You want to help? Don't be sorry for who you are. Don't apologize for the skin and the soul that you're wearing. If you hurt people, apologize for your actions, but not for your being. You deserve to be in the world. There will always be people who are angry at you, maybe disappointed in you for being who you are, and that is their problem. They have learned to love your closet walls. Give them at least a chance to love the real person inside, and if they don't, well, maybe you're around the wrong people. Nobody gets to write the story of your life. No one gets to put their expectations before your reality. You alone have your hand on the doorknob, but you're not alone in the room. There are so many closets. So many people listening for the sound of another door opening, waiting to come out themselves, waiting not to be alone. So come out, wherever you are. We're here to welcome you. Amen.
We extinguish this chalice and we walk together as living light. Our closing hymn today is number 1014, Standing on the Side of Love. Please rise in body or spirit.
not too bad for not doing that one often. We'll get it, I swear. Come out and live authentically whenever possible. Bring lights into the closets of your life and hold the doors open for others. Peace, ashe, and may it be so.